Today I will be using an old book cover to create a journal. I have already taken the pages out and I used the end sheets to cover up the spine. Now this cover is slightly damaged. It also doesn't have a nice texture. So rather than painting it, which I often do, I want to cover it completely. And today I will be using craft paper to do so. As you can tell, I crumble it up to give it a nice texture, and I cut the piece quite a bit bigger than the size of the book, and I am using gel medium to attach it. I will also use my brayer to give it a tight fit, and even though it will take out some of the folds, it will still leave a really nice texture. So this is my first project I'm showing you in the new year. Even though it is not my first video, I actually posted a new trailer on January 1st. And if you haven't seen it, please check it out. But yes, now I'm officially back. And I hope we will have lots of fun together in the coming year, and that it will be a peaceful and healthy and good year for all of us too. So now back to my journal. I cut the corners so I can fold over the sides. I will attach a second piece of craft paper, this time cut to size, and that will cover up the whole book and gives me a nice surface to work on. Now all the steps I will be taking from here on are very easy to follow. I will put any mediums or materials I am using in the captions, and I will talk to you a little bit later on. Enjoy. So completing the closure was the last step I took. I just added a simple knot to the seam binding, which keeps it in place, and I can just tie it up here on the right side to keep the journal closed. So the cover is done, but of course I need to fill it up with some fun papers. So I picked a variety of papers, starting with some vintage copy papers. These are very thin, so there is a generous amount in here, but they are fun to write on. And next I used some, again, old vintage ledger paper. Now this one happened to come in the rectangular shape, which made it perfect for this size book, as the lines and the numbers are all going the right direction. So I added 2 signatures of these, and then here in the very front I also want to add some art paper. I picked some very sturdy mixed media paper, and here you can see how it slips very easily into the last loop, and that gives me 4 signatures for this little journal. And because the papers are also different, this journal can be used, of course, for art, mixed media, for drawing or tracing or writing, for keeping stats or making lists or keeping notes or whatever else may be needed. Now the cover is really nice to the touch with great texture, and the Mod Podge gave it a really pleasant seal as well. So here I'm giving you one more look all around the journal, including the spine and the little details. Now the papers in this journal are of course refillable, replaceable, and so on. But for now I think it has a nice variety of papers which can serve different purposes. Now this is the first of several similar journals I have been working on recently, and one reason is that they complement a selection of my artwork which I set aside for selling. Now my venue is not quite ready yet, and I will get to that in good time. But I will go ahead and post several more videos where you can see some of the materials I have on my selling list. Now, one reason I'm selling is just because my art room is getting way too full and I have to let go of things. Anyway, I hope you like this little rustic, vintage looking journal. Come and see me soon again, and bye-bye for now.